today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout.
Make this all about you and what you want to talk about. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and we are streaming live on Facebook on the official Global 99.5 FM Facebook page, as well as the official Michelle Malcolm page. You can also catch us on Cable Bahamas channel 974. And our WhatsApp line for text messages only is 8010271, 8010271. So, quite a bit to get to today. Just for the record, let me just say this at the very outset, that at the top of the second half of the show, we're going to have some special guests in studio, and then we will go back to our open line format. But we're going to start the show off with our traditional open line format. Now, obviously, the big story this week is CARICOM Heads of Government meeting now underway, concluding today. We had leaders from throughout the region, as well as representatives from the United States of America and the leader of Canada, Justin Trudeau. We're all here for that conclave, talking about issues of importance to the region. And included in those issues were matters like the unrest in Haiti and what needs to be done to bring some stability to that country. They also talked about climate change and its impact on small, island states like ours, low-lying island states like ours. They talked about food security, food sovereignty, etc. And it's hard to say which of the issues that they discussed would have taken precedence over the other. But obviously in the Bahamas, while all three of those issues are important to us, the Bahamians are very concerned about the illegal immigration crisis that we're facing, where mostly our illegal immigrants are coming from Haiti. And we would have learned that we're not the only country facing this. The Turks and Caicos Islands is also having the same issue that we are experiencing as it relates to that. but they were coming together as a region to talk about what needs to happen to fix the problem. Now, there was something that was announced during this meeting by Trudeau that I thought was very interesting. He announced during a press conference held here that Canada is going to expand, my words, the number of persons, elite individuals within Haiti. They're going to expand sanctions against these elite individuals in Haiti. In other words, you often hear us talk about the oligarchy here in the Bahamas, the oligarchy here in the Bahamas. Well, they have oligarchy in Haiti as well. I keep telling y'all, for those of you who aren't aware, you have the very, very, very wealthy and the very, very, very poor in Haiti. You ain't got nothing to do it. Either you're extremely rich or you're poor. Middle class is pretty much non-existent. Canada, according to Trudeau, is expanding sanctions against some wealthy people in Haiti. I want y'all to listen carefully to this soundbite as to why Canada is targeting the very rich, forget rich, the wealthy people of Haiti when it comes to this whole question of controlling the unrest that is now being experienced in Haiti. Listen to this carefully. Take your time, put on your phone, whatever else you could be distracted with. I want you to listen carefully to what Trudeau had to say.
Canada has long recognized that much of the instability in Haiti comes from a small number of powerful elite families who are fomenting instability and financing violence for their own gains at terrible cost to the Haitian people. That is why from the very beginning we have stepped up on sanctions. We're actually up to 17 sanctions with the two I've announced today. And we're seeing that it actually has a significant, and certainly had a significant impact in the fall, and will continue to have an impact on those directly responsible for their fellow countrymen and women's hardship and suffering.
Did y'all understand what the man just said? He said that Canada is ramping up sanctions against wealthy people in Haiti who are, in essence, fueling the unrest in Haiti, supporting the gangs in Haiti who are causing all of this unrest. Now, it don't take a rocket science to figure out why wealthy people would try to cause uprising and instability in their country. Obviously, for if a government comes in that they aren't necessarily in agreement with or don't necessarily have in their back pocket, then they do whatever needs to be done to get rid of that government so that they could maintain their stranglehold on the economy of that nation. And I thought it was important to open with this because we could talk from now till Christ come back about what we need to do to fix the problem in Haiti. And that's what they spent a lot of time talking about during the past several days at CARICOM. We talking about sending troops, which interestingly enough, Canada has said they can send support in terms of their Navy, but they ain't putting no boots on the ground in Haiti. And I could read some excerpts from an article why they are saying that's the route that they're taking, because they're saying that that will help the legitimate police or defense force or whatever you would call them in Haiti. That would give them the ability to fight the gangs better, because the gangs are in a lot of instances using the let me just read it. Let me just read the article so you can get a better understanding of why they decided to do this. Let's see. Let me just read through this real quick to see where it starts. Trudeau says, right now, Haiti is confronted with unrelenting gang violence, political turmoil, and corruption. Armed groups are committing murder, rape, and other gender-based violence, kidnapping innocent people, recruiting children to terrorize and subjugate people. The Prime Minister, meaning Trudeau, said it hits close to home not only in the region, but also in Canada with its strong Haitian diaspora community. He said the Canadian government is working closely together to help address the political, security, and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. We have provided direct support to bolster the Haitian National Force Police so that Haiti has the tools and support to solve the situation, including deploying surveillance aircraft and vital strategic security equipment and vehicles, and an additional delivery of mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles in the coming days. Today, Canada will also deploy Royal Canadian Navy vessels to conduct surveillance and gather intelligence and maintain a maritime presence off the Haitian coast in the coming weeks. He said Canada continues to reinforce the capacities of the Haitian police to overpower armed gangs and hold those who support them accountable. And he also implemented robust sanctions against corrupt economic and political elites who have used their influence and resources to support criminal gangs and fuel instability in Haiti. Okay. We are hearing all kinds of ideas as to what is the solution to Haiti's problem. We say we're going to send troops. Haiti, Jamaica and Bahamas talking about if, other agencies, international agencies go in there, we're going to commit some of our troops to go in there as well. But here's the thing. If you have wealthy people within Haiti who are fueling this anarchy that we see happening in their country, we could send 1 million troops in there. But how much of a difference will it make if their own rich, wealthy people are fueling the madness that we see happening in that country right now for their own reasons of greed? Because that's what's driving all of this. Power, hungry, and greed. So, based on what Trudeau is saying, you don't have to be a genius to figure out what's happening here. I got a bunch of money. You get elected into power. You come in there trying to clean things up. You ain't trying to work with me. You ain't trying to let me run my scheme so I can continue to hold on to my wealth, so I can get rid of you. Whether that means I can have you assassinated, whether that means I can support gangs who can create anarchy in the country, I don't care how many people die. I don't care what they do, long as I can hold on to my power and make my money and protect my money. To hell with the rest of y'all. When I heard that, I was like, wow. We hear one about how we can help Haiti fix their problem, and the Haitians in Haiti, the wealthy Haitians in Haiti, according to what Trudeau believe, to the degree where they are now talking about expanding sanctions, but their own people creating this havoc. And yet the international community and the bleeding hearts within this country are going to start crying out, oh, we are brothers keeper. Oh, you xenophobic. Oh, we all come from the same boat. Oh, we this, oh, we that. Why do I not hear activists who making all this noise in this country, why you ain't going to Haiti to speak out against the wealthy Haitians who supporting this madness? See, I heard today. When I heard that, I said, well, blow me down. This is a serious thing. We have a call on the line. Call back to GBS.
Good afternoon, Father.
Hey.
Two things I'd like to touch from the week. With regards to Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
it's my opinion that Haiti needs a withdrawal debt.
Okay.
And until they have somebody that they don't even have to be from Haiti, but could be from the diaspora, they go in there as a withdrawal debt who will deal with not only the guy, but the host rich elite in the same manner. That's the only way Haiti would be able to say gangs expelled and commerce restored, in my opinion. Because what other countries, including ourselves, trying to do is use a soft hand and a smooth glove. That ain't working. You need a Woods Rogers who will go in there and deal with the pirates. So that's what I feel like. Now, with this protest with Mr. Dean and his supporters, I would just like to say something to the family of some of the supporters who are now in custody.
Mm-hmm.
This is a serious thing we're dealing with. And people try to talk to Mr. Dean and send messages to Mr. Dean, but hey, listen, let me say to you family members of his supporters who is now in custody, you have a job. Your family members, your loved ones who care, who probably don't even know where they were for the last 3 years. Everybody can say there's a leader, but you gotta be careful who leads you. Because right now, by say 6 o'clock, 7 p.m., Justin Trudeau could be home, me and Bonnie could be home. What was the point of you being locked up for 3-4 days and nothing come out of it? The wise, talk to the family members, to me, it's just not what it is, Miss Malcolm. Because Jane Doe is locked up, John Doe is locked up. I understand John Doe come all the way from Freeport. Grand Bahama, doing nonsense. I don't see where it is. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling. I intend to deal with that whole situation of the protest and the protesters being locked up a little later on. I'm going to play a clip with Maria Jackson saying that they're going to bring legal action because their constitutional rights were violated. So I'm going to talk about that a little later on in the show. But yeah, getting back to what I opened up with, you know, the Bible won't say money is the root of all evil, you know. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And if you have people within your own country who willing to support this level of instability just so they can pull up their power, and yet y'all don't put pressure on the Bahamas to solve a problem which clearly we cannot solve, the devil is a liar and the truth is not in him. We have a call on the line. Call back on GPS.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing tonight?
Hi, Vex.
Well, John, I with you. Hey, with you on that one. And you know why the activists over here won't go down there and do so? Maybe
Tell me.
they'll get killed. The same old rioting gangs down there that these rich people and are obviously and apparently and allegedly controlling would be sent to go and shut up those activists who are over here making noise.
Well, something else I want you to think about, JT. How much of them activists here who making a noise getting paid to make that noise?
Oh boy, I tell you. The love of money, Michelle, God has turned you and I, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Now listen, I ain't hating on nobody for earning a living, you know. Everybody gotta eat. Everybody got bills to pay.
Yeah.
But if your activism is grounded in the fact that you're being paid to be an activist, then I don't know how legitimate
Exactly.
what you're saying and what you're doing is.
Exactly.
Or are. Proper English.
Yeah, like you say, you said no about proper English today. Let all that name hang out. Boy, I tell you now, man, it's going to get set. Now, I wanted to bring up, the last caller, I heard him on another talk show making a comment about people being in jail. Michelle, where would the advancement of black Americans be today if Martin Luther King and others like him?
You ain't got to go that far, right in the Bahamas.
But I come into home.
Mm-hmm.
Where would South Africa be today if Nelson Mandela didn't stand up and pay the price?
Mm-hmm.
Where St. Lyndon knows when they were, before we became an independent nation,
Mm-hmm.
they went in the House of Assembly, grabbed the mace and threw it out the window.
Mm-hmm. Civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, if we Bahamians aren't willing to pay the price to maintain our freedom, we are going to lose it. Now, what Lincoln Bain those have done or are doing, Michelle, I don't know the whole story to say they're right or wrong to say, but I'll simply say, if you have a conviction on an issue that you feel passionate about, and you are going out there and peacefully protesting, which it seems to me they did do peacefully,
Mm-hmm.
you have the right under the law, constitutionally and statutorily to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, on that review radio day, Lincoln Bain wasn't even carrying on to it. He wasn't rowing and, like he would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
He was quietly talking. And so, my fellow brother, I respect your point of view. I really do, because that's a part of, the freedom of expression that our Constitution provides. So I respect your right, buddy. But if you really honestly believe that those Bahamians who stood up the other day shouldn't have stood up, then the rights that they have and you and I have right now are at threat of being taken away. And in the future, you ain't gonna have the right, brother. You might not have the right, I should say, to be on the talk show talking.
Yeah.
So let us be careful how we are warning people not to pay the price, because if those people went out there and are willing, some of them may have lost their job and all. That's so sad. I would hate to see that happen. Some of them may be injured. I would hate to see that happen. But Michelle, our country that we're celebrating 50 years of independence on July 10th of this year, that didn't come without threats. There were bombs that exploded in Arago.
Yeah.
Under a dock.
Mm-hmm.
Benson Lyndon that was campaigning against the white rule over here in the 60s.
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
That happened right in this country. Right in this country.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Learn your history. There is a price to pay to get freedom, and there's a price to pay to maintain it. So, express your feelings, brother, but with all due respect, bro, I believe you're backing the wrong, you're holding the wrong back in your hand today, my friend.
We in the Bahamas, we are very much into appearances. We like to keep up appearances.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is when you keep sweeping things under the rug, eventually it can be too much dirt under the rug to keep it hidden.
And it can blow up at everybody.
And it can start spilling out.
And everybody, not just the guilty, those who sweep the dirt under the rug, and you and me who don't even know the baby instructor, that dirt can fly in all our faces because there's so much dirt.
I said before, and I'll say it again, that I believe that peaceful protest is a sign of a healthy democracy.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that allowing someone to protest during an international conclave would have hurt our image at all. I think it would have demonstrated to those visitors that the Bahamas has a very vibrant, healthy democracy where its people are allowed to express their concerns, as long as it's a peaceful demonstration. I really don't see the issue. And I don't know how we have come to this Bahamas where we have started this, where you got to be clamping down on people just to march or whatever. That is utter foolishness. Utter foolishness. I don't know.
Is it unconstitutional? I mean, I think it was you, but somebody made a comment. No, somebody made a comment the other day about Maria. Sorry, tax and $40 chicken.
It was me.
Oh, it was you.
Mm-hmm.
How in heaven could one person be assembling?
Exactly.
And for God's sake, the woman was peacefully protesting.
Yes.
She was within her constitutional right.
And they locked her up.
That
happened under the last administration.
That is one of the most classic cases right there to challenge the constitutionality of the government's behavior. Because that was unconstitutional.
We seem to, and I'm not calling it any one particular name of an individual.
Yes.
But we seem to be, it's a slippery slope we on, where these people who get elected into parliament somehow interpret that to mean that they are the king, as opposed to a prime minister. When you're the king of, when you are a king, you're talking about a king in his kingdom. That's not a democracy.
No.
A king could make a decision. Exactly, and that's that.
Yeah.
I believe these fellas just get mixed up when they go in there, and somehow they misinterpret that the position they hold for king.
And see, Michelle, I don't know as much about our country's democratic system as I would like to know. But what I do appreciate, the government is governed by the Constitution. You and I are governed by the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The government is not the law, and the government is not above the law.
Mm-hmm.
The police is not above the law. The police is not the law.
Mm-hmm.
They represent the law, but they are not the law. That's why when police officers do wrong, they're hauled before the courts because they broke the law. Our uniform don't protect them, don't give them immunity. Now, at the end of the day, Michelle, in the Bahamas, and see, this is why I had a problem with Mr. Christie in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
January of that year, with the referendum against gambling.
Mm-hmm.
When the whole country, 36 out of 38 constituencies in this country voted no, not to legalize gambling.
Right.
A few weeks later, what Mr. Christie going to do? Turn around and slap you and me and all of we and the process of democracy in our faces by overturning the wishes and
Well,
the
see,
will of the people.
in my humble opinion, right? He really thought
That's going to be a yes.
right, because so many Bahamians were engaging in gambling, right? So, and he was, and this is just my opinion.
Yes.
He was trying to get it done without it being said that the government made that decision. Right. So he figured now, okay, if I could get this to a referendum, everybody over here gamble. Not everybody, but a lot of people gamble. So those people are going to obviously vote for it to say yes. And then I could always say, but it was the people's choice. The people wanted it. It wasn't me. It was the people.
Exactly. They couldn't brag on that because the people said no.
But it backfired on him.
Exactly. And he turned right around and did the very thing he did not want to stand up and do in the first place.
Exactly. So all that money that was poured into the referendum for that question was a waste.
Yes.
Because if you knew this is what you wanted to do from the jump, just go do it.
And see what this? It wasn't a waste because it was spent on the referendum. It was a waste because Mr. Christie disregarded the results of the referendum.
That was nothing more than a very expensive opinion poll.
Michelle.
That's all it was. Because at the end of the day, like you say, he still got it. They still went ahead and did it anyhow.
And like I said back then, I wasn't criticizing nor supporting people who were gambling. I said, if anybody wants to gamble, that's their right to, whether it's win, lose, or draw. Okay? I was not even concerned about the individual participation in it. I was concerned about the democracy of the situation that you and I just talked about, and to bring that back into today's Bahamas. Mr. Christie behaved at the time as if he was that king.
Hmm.
Michelle, the only two constituencies that voted in favor was that of Brennan Knowledge and Perry Christie. Those are the only two constituencies that voted yes. The other 36 said no. Now, Now, last I knew in math, 36 is all so greater than 2. A during statue. Could you see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
But you see, when leaders have in their mind that they have more power than the people that they govern and the people that they are supposed to be leading by example, that's not tyranny, Michelle.
Mm.
And Dr. Minutes displayed the greatest, I think the worst example of tyranny the Bahamas that we've ever seen.
Yeah, because with him, people they had no international people with him. He just didn't want nobody to protest against him.
Exactly. And see, when ego governs the heart, tyranny shall always rule.
We have another caller though, JT.
All right, my dear. I'll bet you have a good
Thanks for calling. Caller, welcome to GPS.
day.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Same to you.
I want to apologize to you.
Okay.
Sometimes I can make you tired.
I take my vitamins today, so you ain't gonna make me tired today.
And I'm not too big, although I'm getting old. I'm not too big. I'm an alpha male man to apologize to a well-rounded, graceful Michelle Malcolm.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I know what you're apologizing for, but I need why receive it.
Well, you don't sit, I don't make you tired. JT, good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Make very, very good contribution. But you do sometimes annoy me by bringing on sometimes some intellectual GA who use semantics, and that is one of the major problems in our country. Rather than having a conversation on issues, especially some of your pastors, friends, and they come in, they don't execute like Duke Smith, P.A. Gibson. They come with this semantics. Oh, this is why I miss Dr. Miles Monroe. Oh, if people could only understand. Ask them one simple question and they go into all this theory and semantics and believe you as a GA. You don't understand what they're trying to do. Good afternoon to C. Allen Johnson. Paul, you have some very good persons who don't use semantics or trying to believe that there's so much intelligence than anybody else. But common sense is still the order of the day. And only one person can give you that. And that's my God, whom I believe in. Common sense. You know, a statement was made a few weeks back by Dame Margaret. And I read into that. And I am beginning to believe that was the parable. What am I saying? I don't like the Bahamas I'm seeing. End of quote. And she was very passionate about that. And at my age right now, I can also say I do not like some of the values that I am seeing in the Bahamas. Yes, I am old. On the borderline of 75 beautiful grand, 2 beautiful daughters. Yes. But God give me wisdom and understanding to work for myself for more than 4 years. God give me wisdom and understanding to run a successful business for more than 8 years. Have people employed, etc. And they all now branch out. But I use common sense. I didn't play with semantics. Like some of our pastors play with semantics and then say, blessings, the Lord is coming. Duke Smith didn't teach me that. I didn't learn that. And my both parents, one is passed and one is alive, they teach me the value of your gift will make room for you. So this is why I am not a crony. I can't play that role of a crony. I can't play the role of an effeminate man. like for you to answer this question. Now that I asked the question, but Madam Dane, is that a parable? I'm beginning to believe. Why, help me, Madam Michelle, why effeminate man and female seem to get along so well?
I really don't know where you're going with this, but go ahead, continue.
You know where I'm going with this? Because small issues in this country that we need to have the conversation on. And we're hoping that it will go away. And trust me, the family structure is one. We need to have the conversation on why are we producing these lazy, worthless children. I know it's because of the erosion of the family. And now my new pet ball classism. You stated a moment ago, and I heard also the Prime Minister of Canada also say, there are, I would call them elite, I call them a classism, a group of classism who have made money their idols and become gods. That's right here too. We also practice it here, you know. We practice it, we got some group in this country in a circle. They sell themselves, has become cronyism, and they will pay people to take you out. This is what's happening in Haiti. I understand exactly what the Prime Minister of Canada said. And he said, yes, he will file or pass some sanction on them. They know what's going on. Now, I support what you said. I have a nephew on the defense force. I don't know if I feel good within my spirit for my nephew to go into Haiti.
Right.
Because you know, family,
Yeah.
anybody, and you know, one who come from the traditional family structure will feel good about their love what's going into Haiti.
Right.
When they themselves don't want to solve the problem. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off the phone, but I'm beginning to believe that Dame Margaret's statement. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm beginning to believe that is the parable. Have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks for calling. We have another call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
A pleasant good evening, Ms. Markham.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
A pleasant good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, one God, amen.
Amen.
Ms. Markham,
Mm-hmm.
I study and listen to previous callers pertaining to the workshop and the referendum and all that took place, right?
Right.
You know, I'm 75 now and my memory shouldn't be as sharp as others. But if my memory didn't fail me, I think what had happened there during the referendum, the people voted against, and the Prime Minister at the time said that all web shops will be closed down. You know that. And then
They were temporarily, eh?
he announced it. All of those will be shut down. And the web shop owners, they took the government to court.
Mm-hmm.
And they won the case.
Mm-hmm.
Because the question was the segregation, discrimination against them, because there are other casinos that they open up and gambling is not illegal in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
So they won their case. So the government and Prime Minister Terry Glasgow Christie was left with no other choice but to regularize all the web shops.
He couldn't have appealed the ruling.
I don't know, but that was his choice. But you know, in all honesty, if there's no illegal consequences against gambling in the Bahamas, why are you going to discriminate against those?
Well, then if that's the case, why take the referendum in the first place?
Well, yeah, now
That's the point we're trying to make.
That's a good point. He should have bite the bullet and make the call. And I don't want to be in all of that. I would say yeah to that. But I think he got too do all the proper procedures, he did as well as he could have. And everything was fairly done, but as I can say.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Ms. Malcolm, and you're doing a fairly good job, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right, keep it up, ma'am.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Appreciate that. Is that a call for the show? Yes. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Mr. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
All is well. In all this talk of referendum and constitution, I heard a kid in his comments about what happened during that gambling referendum. And he's saying to be a proponent of the Constitution of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying to me as it stands right now, the government is violating the law, the fact that I can't just go into the casino and gamble.
Mm-hmm.
I need people like J.D. Lewis, who say they believe that the Constitution could go and challenge that. And so rather than getting the story wrong as to what happened in the referendum, that's what the gentleman who just on said. And I'm back to the court. The court dealt with that. The court dealt with that.
Mm-hmm.
Not the government, the court dealt with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need the court to deal with this unconstitutional situation whereby you and I can't go in any of these major casinos and gamble. That is unconstitutional because you're discriminating against your own citizens. And I don't know if our constitution allows that. So I think we are looking at this whole thing upside down. We are not looking at it the right way. And as for people and their freedom of speech, you have the right to speak, but you don't have the right to go in a theater and cry and fire.
Sure.
In a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though you have the right to speak, somewhere along the line you have to use good judgment because the words you say could do more harm to the majority of people than good.
So you're applying that statement to what in this case?
It's the case with Mr. Payne and the rest of those. Because 2 weeks prior to this meeting, I heard him on Bay Street talking about vigilantism and this and that, and someone shouting about they're going to execute this one and that. So you fast forward 2 weeks after that, they want to show up their world leaders going to be.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, come on,
Here's the thing. At that time when those statements were made, if laws were broken, and I understand your point, you can't go into a crowded place and shout fire, then you deal with that then and there. But you do not deny anyone the right to peacefully protest going forward because of something that took place 2-3 weeks ago that you didn't properly deal with at the time. There is no justification for trying to stop peaceful protests.
I'm not in disagreement with that. Everyone has the right to protest.
Exactly.
Peacefully.
That's what people are saying.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there to say for a fact. I don't know what the police saw. I don't know what everyone else saw, but people have the right to protest peacefully. But sometimes there are some antecedents. And if you're wise, if you know what my trend and tendency is, and the situation is brewing, you got to get ahead of that. Because if something happens, people are going to say, you sat back, you saw the trend, you saw what was coming, and you did absolutely nothing. So it's a thin line, but you got to use your wisdom. You can't just sit back and say, oh, they have the right to. You have a bunch of loose cannons all over which you don't know who's coming out that crowd. They in itself don't know who's coming out that crowd. They're saying someone that who wants to make him look bad and do something untoward. Then the first thing, that was not one of our people. But the damage would have been done.
Yeah, I hear you. But again, everything that you're saying does not justify denying the peaceful assembly of citizens and their constitutional right to protest.
I agree with you, but then last you saw these people at a peaceful protest.
Well, if you looked at the videos from the arrest, the past few days, some will argue that was a peaceful protest.
Yeah, like I said, I was there.
These people were streaming live.
The ones I saw streaming live, and they were mounted House of Assembly. I think it was peaceful to me.
I ain't talking about House of Assembly. I'm talking about what took place on the beach on what's the place name? The Miss Bay.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, this is another day in time, This is a day and time where you could stream live in real time what is happening for the world to see in social media. We ain't gotta guess what took place. We watched it live. Well, according to Ms. Maria Dodson, they're going to let the court decide who will draw the line, man, because they're going to take legal action.
Well, I agree with her with that, but then at the end of the day, everyone that runs their thoughts on him. This case is going to be resolved for another 1 million years. So,
Anyway,
but they have the right to go to court, and at the end of the day, if they win, they'll be all paid.
right, which is another problem. But anyway, I want to thank you for calling. I have a cell phone call on hold, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for calling. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, good afternoon, Michelle. You know, I listened to that call a second ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has reached so much, like PLPism, my partyism. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, I mean, listen, it's that they doing something wrong. The government, in my opinion, in my opinion, it's provoking these people that I know. You tell me, what do the proper old women do? The big strapping police officer to the point where they gotta lay her eye on the ground. Today is that old woman, and tomorrow is you.
I hear you, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, just to hear people on the radio with the most nonsense. You understand what I said? Or they said, it's what I attention to, and I agree. Ladies better be very careful, okay? Taking our mothers downtown or wherever you go with these protests, okay? And having people in that crowd who are of different minds. They shouting out these extremists, and they running around with all this stuff, and they will cause a problem.
Right.
Okay? I think you need to take this protest internationally. Go, if the local media will help you, go internationally then. You understand? But don't think this is just what I believe you on. You better be very careful. You don't end up just like Martin Luther King, you know. At the end of the day, the only the black people get to do is to sit down and be able to go to school with white people. Okay? You know what Martin Luther King told everybody one day, and what is that in there? I think I led my people into a burning house. Understand? All this protest talk, I have no problem with protesting, you know. But be very careful how you taking these board with these people down there. And you have people in your crowd with a different mindset. Okay? They're talking about shooting, the chopping, and all this stuff. Listen to those videos. Pretty good. You hear some people running on with some stuff in there that's supposed to be around there.
Right.
If you see you're going to have a peaceful protest. Okay? And I'm not saying the police is right for what they did to them, to those people. And all I say at the end of the day is, you got to be careful when we get on these radio and talk all this bunch of nonsense. And all it sounds like at the end of the day is my partyism. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, the PLC can't instruct you wrong.
Well, that's the nature of the Bahamas we live in. It's all about my party colors. We just got a bunch of organized gangs called political parties. Bottom line. All right, thank you, caller. Wow, the first hour is pretty much gone, and I ain't take my first break yet. Check real quick to see if that's called for the show, please, Jason. Telephone numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line 8010271. Let's take a quick break while we could. Let's take this break. We'll be back to continue with our open line show today. This could be a hot one, though. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. We are streaming live on Facebook on the official Global 99.5 FM page or the official Michelle Malcolm page. Call us at 3260271, 3260271 or 3260272. The WhatsApp line for text messages only 8010271, and you can check us out on Cable Bahamas channel 974. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
We have problems in this country.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of problems.
Yeah.
Could be solved, But I think with that demonstration on Cable Beach, I think it should have gone another way. Because we have heads of government that came, and sometimes these people are hated in their own country and stuff like that. So they don't want really nothing to happen. I know you got to do what you got to do. But we already going to get a black eye with that the gentleman that's in the United States now going on bail or whatever. So we don't need another black eye to say, oh, the Bahamas does not take the whole low head of government, this and that. We can have a fight next week. We can carry on, run up and down Bay Street and carry on next week because everybody now is out. And sometimes you gotta let the cool head, cool head, calm head, because I don't know if you remember the last time when they had those terrorists inside Atlantis, inside the kitchen about the white chef and stuff like that, because they blended. We don't want nobody to blend in and the demonstration and stuff like that, because in the crowd, we don't know who up to no good. We don't know what really can happen. And what happened? It damaged the whole country. Everybody will get suffer. Lincoln Bain is doing what he's supposed to do, but sometimes he got to allow himself to know that, hey, I want to be a prime minister one of these days. So just go about things in the right way. Don't let nobody push you or force you. Just go by the lead of the Spirit, and I believe he will be all right. But when sometimes our head is hot and we want to do this and do that next thing. No, I see Raynard Henfield. He done the same thing, putting on that good show, and you see, we see what happened to him, and now Lincoln Bain, Mr. Bain, just got to take his time, do what he got to do, fight for the cause for the Bahamian people, and that sometimes will make you think you're hurting the government, you're hurting the whole country. So in other words, everybody get hurt. So you just gotta be more considerate and be more, for the wider behavior and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks for calling. I want to read a couple of comments and then we're going to go to the next caller. It says, this is not Lincoln Bain's fight. This is Bahamian's fight. Everyone is accountable for themselves. And then we have another comment that says, Lincoln went wrong when he called all his supporters to vigilante justice until they have their way, that opening new camp of worms. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, JD here, Michelle.
Hey, JD.
I just wanted to quickly clarify something one of your callers made reference to me on a few calls back in regards to the gambling issue and casino gambling. I was one of the very vehement back then who did not support gambling to be, did not support Bahamians being deprived of going into web shops if the tourists could gamble in the casinos. I don't support gambling in any form, but my point on principle is and was, if the tourists could gamble in the casinos, Bahamians should have been allowed to gamble in the web shops. And if Bahamians couldn't gamble in the web shops, tourists should not have been allowed to gamble in the casinos. That was always my stance on the matter. But of course, we're not talking about the discrimination of issue on that point, which was discriminatory. I was talking already simply about how leaders or rulers tend to behave sometimes when they have a lot of power. They tend to abuse it. That was the point I was making earlier, as to why I brought up and made reference to what Mr. Christie did in 2013.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. We have another caller, right? Caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yeah, this is David Marshall.
Hi.
This is the first time I called talk show in a long time, right?
You're welcome.
Just listen to some of these grown men. Grown men. Okay? And like when I look back at history and saw who took the fight to UBP with Mr. Finland and his group, they were a woman. They were a woman. And it made me realize now, especially Bahamian men, all we here in the Bahamas is a bunch of weak, bad men making excuse for nonsense. Okay? I worked for the PLP 7 times. Okay? 7 times. Okay? Last night I lay in my bed and I cried like a baby. Okay? Asking myself, what I want for these people for? Why am I wanting to go and stand on a line, the dirty of my finger, to give people who believe that, like you say, that they are king over me, that I could watch other Bahamians be brutalized by the police, brutalized for doing peaceful demonstrations. And everybody using this point was, oh, what about the tourists? What about the international international people, what about this? Just 2 years ago, we had no tourists around here. Okay? We had no tourists around here. Okay? They can't see there's a slippery slope going on. Mr. Menace did it. Okay? He did it. Stop the people from protesting. Now Mr. Davis doing it. Okay? I remember and look. Hello?
Yeah, you're still on the air.
Yes, and locking people up for 3 and 4 days. And I have some people on some other show. Oh, let them lock them up. The police have the right to lock you up for 96 hours. Tolerating this nonsense of people being treated unfairly. Why we vote? Just for people to put tax on us? Just to burden us with taxes and to say, okay, we can control you. They can't see the slippery slope. The FNM was doing it, the PLP said it was wrong. Now the PLP in power, the PLP doing it, you think it's right? How we get right? During Labor Day last year or year before last, PLP had its group ready to protest. Not protest, ready to march for Labor Day.
Right.
What the police did. Do the same thing. Who the police wait for? They wait for famous people or they wait for government. Okay? Just the other day, this commissioner of police was home. Marvin Day coming home for 2, 5, 4, 3.5, 4.5 years, doing nothing. Now, he bring in who he wanted. Now, Mr. Davis come in, they bring in who they, it shows obvious that the police commissioner of them isn't independent the way they say they are. Okay? And I think what Mr. Dassaman really needs to do is challenge this point. With this constitution say that you have to ask the commissioner for permission. If something is a right, I don't think you should have to ask for it. I think when Mr. Finland did that back then, all I was saying is, hey, to have good order, you gotta ask the police for the permission, not permission, for the police to come and accompany you and make sure that you, the protesters, is safe, and the other part of the public is safe.
Right.
I think that's what that's all about. This is nonsense, but ask the commissioner. This getting too far now.
Yeah.
Okay? And another thing too, all this roadblock thing what they doing around here, if you look at this country, okay? The belief in this country to me we break more laws than people, the regular citizens in this country. You got police officers who they got a police officer who driving buses to the headquarters every morning. He ain't been licensed with no license plate on this for years. Okay? They don't stay when traffic, all they do is thumb their horn. They don't wear seatbelts. They do every other nonsense and all behemoths want to do is they have to lead them. They the belief. They just that is wrong. And I want you to know this. If this was any other civilized country, you ain't hear nothing from a pastor speak up on what happened on Tuesday or Wednesday. You ain't hear a politician say, hey, the police was wrong for what they did to the people and how they act. You ain't hear no one saying it's giving credence to abuse. These are the same people who Ms. Malcolm was talking about. Marital rape, looking out for women. But the police out there could stomp the woman under the ground. They ain't have nothing to say but that. 2 women get killed less than a month. Murdered. Shot. That ain't important to them. You understand? It's sickening. And ain't none of them people who talking, it's more PLP and me. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't like what I see happening as a vehement. And half of them you see talking, they talking because they got contracts. Okay? They weak men. Thank you, Ms. Malcolm.
All right, thank you for calling. Just for the record, I've had an opportunity to travel as a journalist all over the world. And I've had the opportunity to cover quite a number of these heads of government meetings, whether it's regional level or international level. And it's not an uncommon thing to see protests happening at the same time as the meeting. It's not uncommon. That is not to say that the authorities in those particular countries did not take steps to ensure that every leader, every visitor to their country was kept safe. They had to obviously step up their game, but they were able to keep everyone safe while protesters had their say. The only place where I saw where there was any potential, I have to be very careful how I say this because I don't want to be undiplomatic, but I remember when I first visited China, I was traveling with then Prime Minister Hubert Ingram as a part of his delegation. And he was there for bilateral talks with the head of the Chinese government. But he was only there for a specific period of time, and then he left my cameraman and I there for an extended period of time because our responsibility was to produce a documentary on China. But when it was time for his party to leave, we obviously had to go to the airport with the caravan to see him off. Now, with all the traffic that they have in China, what they did was they blocked certain roads that led to the highway where that caravan would have to travel to get him safely to the airport. I remember very clearly, and Carl, I know you need to spare me, please. I remember very clearly, I don't know where this civilian car came from. I don't know how they got through onto that highway, but somehow a civilian car made it onto that highway that had been completely cleared when they were returning Prime Minister Ingram to the airport. And that civilian made the mistake of bobbing in and out of the caravan, and otherwise driving it and then drive back out, driving it and then drive back out. All I know is when I see a group of them, those Chinese police, they run that car off on the side of the road, and mind you, be speeding. And I look back to see what's going to happen. I only see when they got that man on that car and fling him on top of the hood. That's all I get to see. I say, oh, Jesus, I hope you don't. Lord have mercy upon him. Right? But that was a communist country where that kind of behavior is almost expected. You talking about democracy. There's a difference between the two. We have a call on the line. Call welcome to GPS.
Bishop.
Yes, sir.
You have your attention on playing Fred Mitchell voice note. I like to hear
his voice note? No. I do have a clip of him talking about he and I think it was Henfield talking about their view on sending troops to Haiti, but I don't do voice notes on this show. No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Is there another call? Okay, let me play real quick the clip with Jackson talking about the fact that they're going to take legal action for their protest being shut down. Here now is that clip.
Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Bain and several of his supporters remain in police custody tonight after being charged with unlawful assembly. This following an attempted protest yesterday at the heavily guarded Bahama Resort, which is hosting the 44th annual CARICOM Heads of Government meetings this week. With document in hand, COI Deputy Leader Maria Jackson says they will file a constitutional motion.
We're going to be asking the courts of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to make a decision whether the penal code has more power and more teeth than our Constitution. We're going to be asking the court whether we have a right to the freedom of speech, the freedom of movement, the freedom of assembly, the freedom of views, opinion in this country over the police officer right to remove us when they want to move us.
Jackson says she, Bain, and two others were guests at the hotel.
These are the process where we have the right to be on that property. I was there, standing there on the side of Lincoln. He did nothing wrong. It was peaceful. We had no placard in our hands, and we were on the sidewalk.
Jackson adding that the Bahamian Constitution gives them a right to have a peaceful assembly, and she is calling for the resignation of the officers who allegedly assaulted their supporters. As for those who may criticize their approach to having their voices heard,
we write them letters, they disrespect us. We call for a meeting, they disrespect us. Huh? What else? We email, they disrespect us. Huh? We are sending things, let's have a conversation. They disrespect us. So what do we do?
But their fight does not end there. She says the next step is taking their concerns to the United Nations.
All right, you heard it yourself. That was a news report outlining what was expressed during that press conference that was held by the deputy leader of the Coalition of Independents. Up until the time that that report aired, the leader of that party and the chairman was still being held in custody. I'm not sure if they still are in custody, but up until last night, they were still in police custody. And who knows, maybe the plan is to keep them in police custody until after the conference ends and people have gone home, and then there will be some, I don't know. I haven't had any conversation with the Commissioner of Police or anyone else in law enforcement to say if that is the plan or not. I'm just throwing ideas out there. All right, is there another call? Okay, let's take a quick break. Because we're way behind with breaks. Let's take a quick break. Then we continue. We will talk more about the week that was. I noticed we jumped off that whole situation in Haiti real quick, but boy, I was really disturbed when I heard Trudeau say that. I say, okay, now I see what's going on here. Full of people thinking they have a right to maintain their wealth and they don't care who they hurt in the process. That's what's going on in Haiti? But we must take the brunt? Y'all got to be joking. We can take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z-Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z-Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
are back. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on this TGIF Open Line show. The numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, or WhatsApp us at 8010271. 8010271. You can also leave a message for us on Facebook, where we are streaming live on the Global 99.5 FM Facebook page, as well as the Michelle Malcolm Facebook page, and you can also watch us on cable channel 974. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I just say tell you, Lincoln being in them and shut them about the Haiti and chop their head off.
Caller, with all due respect, you're an idiot. And if you take offense that I said that, so sad, too bad. Listen, people, we try to have intelligent conversation on this show. And if you can call and make a stupid comment like that, don't bother. Because this ain't that kind of party. I don't encourage foolishness. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, yes. But when you call them, just spitting off foolishness just because you got a mouth and tongue, pass me with that, okay? And I'm not even trying to be professional, as some say, or diplomatically correct or whatever. You're an idiot. I said it. All right, so boy, let me read a couple comments from Facebook. Y'all don't just test my patience now. Lord knows, I try hard to be a good Christian young lady, and y'all just test me. Lord knows. I'm trying, Pastor, trying. let me read a couple of comments. Howard says, Michelle, who told the behavior people, if you don't fight for your country, you don't deserve it? I believe his name was Lyndon Bridlin. I think that's what he named. Elizabeth says the Constitution of the Bahamas needs to be protected and the civil rights of all organic Bahamians on this democratic country of the Bahamas. All right, we have another comment that says we've had worse than Lincoln. People just need to stay in their colors. That's our guess. Okay, so I guess here where my producer is setting up for them. Then we have another comment that says the way the police acted is like a police state. Brave should be ashamed. How many people we have coming into the studio? 2? Just 1? All right, come on in. We have another comment while we're setting up the studio for our guest that says, brothers, your country is where you lay your head. Drinking, smoking, boom, boom, and keeping friends can't be worth more than that. All right. Let's see what else. We've got another comment saying, we keep shooting the messenger and totally missing the message. We may have already lost our country. Now is the time to fight for it. And if we can't or won't gather peacefully to express our grievances, what time do you think will be the right time? Any vigilante justice demonstrated during that protest was done by law enforcement. Everyone saw the video clips. All right. So my guest is in studio. Let's bring in this 2-shot so we can, see our guest. I want you to, man, you look sharp in this, what is that, peach and brown?
Yes, it's peach and brown. I love it.
Make sure you're speaking right into that microphone for me. I love this color combination.
Thank you so much.
Looks really good. All right, folks, this is a paid guest sponsored that we have in the studio, and I keep telling y'all, if you love GPS, you need to be doing more of this because we can't stay on the air without sponsors. And I want to first thank you so much for considering GPS to come and spread your message. Why don't you go ahead and tell our audience who you are and why you're here?
I'm Rev. Dr. A.J. Balmer of the Holy Coptic Church,
Mm-hmm.
and we are doing over the next, it started 2 weeks ago, what's called Love, Lies, and Liberation.
Okay.
Where we've traveled, we're going to 5 nations. We've been in Trinidad, we've been in Jamaica, we're in Bahamas this weekend or tomorrow. We're going to move on to South Carolina, Greenville, and then the United Kingdom to close us out. And this is our third year doing it, where we have adult conversation about the state of Black relationships. real adult conversations.
Okay.
And when I say that, meaning we don't just talk about the bedroom, and we don't just talk about he cheated, she cheated, and situationships, though that is a part of the conversation. But we try to determine, how do we go back to go forward? Where we are, the condition that we're under, something happened. When I look at other cultures, if I look at Asian culture, East India, they have not just spiritual books, the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, but they have a book that deals with their sexuality, their relationship, their bedroom etiquettes, both in and out the bedroom, called the Kama Sutra. When I look at the Chinese, when they have what's Confucianism, and which is a portion of the Taoist text, and in there they not only talk about spirituality and discipline and education, but they also talk about the male and female dynamic to keep them culturally intact. Right. Japan does the same with Shintoism. But when it comes to we that are melanated people, black people, Afro-Caribbean, if you like, globally, somewhere along the line, we originally had these types of texts, we had these types of records, and somewhere along the line, that got lost. Whether, I don't know, it was with the transatlantic slave trade, or the Arab slave trade, or just our woeful or willingness to just put down what we have and not cherish it. And so it created a disconnect. And so now what we're doing when we have these conversations is we say, in our original system, the village was involved. Right. And this idea of bringing the village back to the relationship, where the village determines not just my hormonal response to you or your hormonal response to me, because sometimes you may like a person's perfume and confuse that hormonal response to their pheromones and how it mixes with that perfume or oil. Right. You confuse that as I like you, and you don't even realize you're just, and this is marketed. You know, this is marketed by the perfume manufacturers. They'll say this bottle of perfume is $1,000. Why? Because they know when you wear it, you're going to draw the attention of this man or this woman. And so people are getting relationships going, not knowing that the colors, the smells, the sounds, the taste of the world has been so manipulated that we are often victims of that. And then in the process, we form these relationships, pick up more bags to carry. Everyone's coming to the relationship laden with bags, right? And we're hoping to meet someone that we just dump the bags on and then walk away. And so we start saying, hey, we've got to have a real conversation, because if we don't have the conversation, no one else is going to have it for us.
What's the end goal?
The end goal, real Black families embracing Black culture to propel the Black future. What do I mean by that? When I say real Black families, Blackness is often not, it's something no one wants to talk about, right? Where does race come to play? You know, oh, I don't want to hear that race thing. But that race thing, no, I would never hear a Chinese person say, I don't want to hear that Chinese thing.
Never.
I'll never hear a Jewish person, the great Jewish people, I don't want to hear that Jewish thing.
Absolutely.
You'll never hear a East Indian, an Asian family, I don't want to hear that Indian thing. No, we're the only one who, we're on this notion that everything's just going to work out. You know, we're all God's children. My favorite one, we all bleed red. And I always laugh at that one. He said, why do you laugh? I said, birds bleed red, chickens bleed red, goats bleed red, whales bleed red, fish bleed. I mean, the bleeding red, if that's what makes us all the same, then everything on the planet that's not a vegetable except insects bleed red. Right. So the end goal is to change the system here, the mind. If you don't change a person's mind and how they think, if I can control your mind, I can control your destiny. It's that simple. So we have to change our mind. Black relationships will not start working if we don't change our mind. Someone has hijacked our hard drive and has inserted their virus. And I don't mean just white people. I mean white people, everyone who's enslaved us or has participated in our enslavement globally. And not just the enslavement, but the changing of our ethics. How we saw love. We had Black poetry on love in ancient times, but no one talks about it. We'll talk Romeo and Juliet, but before there was a Romeo and Juliet, there was an Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Before there was an Akhenaten and Nefertiti, there was an Osiris and Isis, or Harut and Hathor. Before them, there was a Shango and Yemaya. We had stories of love, about a lover loving his wife or spouse so much they gave their life for them, but we don't see that as the epitome of Black love. We see Prince Charming and Snow White a manic depressive, sitting at home with nothing. No, I mean, really, that's what she was. If you're scrubbing floors all day and your biggest dream is someday your prince will come and you sing the song and you're talking to rats. I don't know too many women who play with a rat. I mean, this is be real, right? It's a beautiful story if you lie to yourself, but she's playing with a rat and the rats are her best friend and her evil stepsisters and stepmom. That whole notion creates an issue. Or Snow White, or the other one who sleeps in everybody's bed, Goldilocks, right? What are we teaching ourselves? And in that process, what are we telling young boys? That you have to become this Prince Charming who's supposed to be monogamous, but he's in everybody's story. And no one's catching that. And so it creates a false narrative, a false illusion of what we expect of relationships, and ultimately it damages us. And so the end game or the goal is to have a real conversation. I remember when the great Steve Harvey put out his Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Mm-hmm. Wonderful book, read it. I saw a bunch of women, everybody grabbed it, bestseller, part 2, movies, everything. But in there I said, you can't act like a lady. You're either a lady or you're not. Mm. And you can't think like a man. You can't. I can't think like a woman. No. There's a bunch of men that are trying to think like women. They're failing, right? They got heels on. They're having surgeries. They're doing everything they can.
They just haven't been able to fix the vocal cords.
Even with the vocal cords, they still can't. No matter when he goes for an exam, they're still going to give him a prostate exam. Mm. He will never sit in the gynecologist's chair because he still has a prostate. Mm-hmm. And you understand? And when you say these things, of course, people will say, oh, you're against this. No, I'm saying being a woman and being a lady, being a man and being a nobleman, regal ladies and noble men have to stand up. People of faith, people of truth and culture, we have to stand up for what's ours. Can you imagine if China, after being ruled by the British government or the British Empire, imagine if China didn't stand up for Chinese philosophy and Chinese ideology and Chinese culture and Chinese culinary. What would China be today?
Well, here's something I'd like to ask you, because we are, as you so eloquently pointed out, we are quick to blame the others for the loss of our culture and the loss of our history, etc. But yet we are very guilty of perpetuating the very narrative that we say they are forcing us to accept.
That's right.
I mean, just the other day, the Grammys was on. I think they were celebrating, I believe, 50 years of rock music, from the introduction of rock music. But rock music in particular is notoriously guilty of putting out very damaging messages as it relates to women, relationships, sex, etc.
Right.
So we preach it to our own people.
By design.
Explain.
Well, when I say by design, I never relieve or release responsibility, right? Racism, white supremacy is a system that affects religion, affects economics, affects labor, affects sex and relationships and gender, affects education, affects law, affects war, security, entertainment, and politics. If we that are conscious and conscientious, those of us like yourself that are aware, if we can admit that after the British or the Americans or the French or whomever, or Italians, Germans, and the likes were pushed out of different nations and those nations became independent, if we can admit that the political system still was influenced by those and still are to this day, then we have to understand the same thing takes place in music, right? On the front side of the camera, you see the black rapper. You see the black female rapper or black male rapper. But on the backside, in the executive offices of Sony, Warner Brothers, MGM, or the people directing the video, most of the directors, if you go online and Google directors of the rap videos, you'll see mostly white kids. They're the ones directing the videos and they're selling it. And this is something that took place in the 80s when rap music changed. Rap music changed when they began to sample. It moved away from people playing instruments and they began to sample music, and the samplings were from rock music. I've done a study on it in a book called Pure Tones versus Musical Enslavement. And we were able to see and determine that a lot of the rap songs are samples from rock music, from Metallica, from Led Zeppelin, from Twisted Sister, from Kiss, that has been sampled, and you're listening to it and don't know it. Most of the young people don't know it. And when you check these, and the same thing that happened to a lot of white kids when rock music, acid rock, punk rock came in the 70s and the late 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it decimated the white population. And then they were smart enough to say, we need a Michael Bublé, we need some of the other artists, and they switched and they started having, these guys are singing ballads and they're singing old Nat King Cole songs, and young white kids are going to listen to Michael Bublé sing songs by Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald, and the likes. And black kids are now listening. Rap music was usurped by the rock directors and the producers in the studios that are now giving our children rock music, and that's why it's having the same effect. We didn't used to wear tattoos. That was something punk rockers did. That was something Hell's Angels did. But now we're wearing tattoos. And Hell's Angels and the punk rockers, that generation, got white kids to start wearing tattoos through the music. Those same rockers, punk rock, acid rock, etc., had young white girls sleeping around with everybody and white boys doing the same. So when their music was usurped power of the R&B genre and replaced it, and now every R&B artist that wants to do something, they have to pocket it with a rapper. So you're listening to this lovely song, and then you hear somebody start rapping. Well, why is he on the song? Someone is putting in the samples, and it's changing the way our children and our men and women think and feel about each other. That's by design. I'm old enough to remember the first black Surgeon General in the United States was a black woman. And this is at the time when Two Life Crew out of Miami were putting out rap. And she said, we cannot allow that music to be played by the black community. And they talked about her, Snoop Dogg, and all these guys who sold out for money. We sell our people out for money, right? To make a hit. The original rappers were telling you, don't do drugs. Don't do the white lines. It'll blow your mind. It'll destroy your life. Get you off of drugs. Now, every rap song, because of the influence of rock music, a person like Lil Wayne, he's a skateboarder. He grew up, he hung out with the white kids skateboarding. You understand? But people don't know that if they do their homework. And I'm not blaming him, though he has some of the blame to bear, right? Because they're going at it for the monetary standpoint and don't care what happens to our babies and our relationships. And so it breeds this distrust. Love, Lies, and Liberation, this type of program that we're doing, which is at the Great Cliff Restaurant, is to reprogram. We said we have to go back. A lot of times we think the answer is going forward, but the only thing in front of us is more of the same, because a dominant society or dominant culture controls everything in front of you. The only thing they don't control is what's behind you. They don't control your past. Your past has been etched in stone in Egypt, in Zimbabwe, in Nigeria, in Mali, in Senegal, in Togo. You're in the Bahamas, when you go to certain places and begin to study the indigenous culture, the Taino, the Catalan, that can't be erased. But they've told us, don't look at that. That's primitive. And we say, yes, that is primitive. But primitive means prime. And prime is good. So you want prime ribs. You want the best. You want the first. So we've got to go back. The African adage of Sankofa, go back to go forward. We say it has to be brought to there.
I'm not sure if you want to take calls or not.
Sure, whatever way you tell us to go, I'll go.
Okay, we have a call on line.
Yes, that's
You need to turn your radio down, please, so we don't get that feedback.
yes, no.
Hi.
Haven't called in a while. Good evening, Michelle Malcolm.
Hi.
Kind of like three boys. Yeah. How you doing, sir?
He's fine.
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Well, man, you got the same mind. And the lady who stopped the music was Janet Reno at the time.
No, Janet Reno was the Attorney General.
Yes, she was the Attorney General.
No, that's not who we're talking about. The Black Surgeon General.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull up her name.
So caller, I need you to please turn on your radio. I need you to be quick because this is a paid segment. I don't want you to eat up all these people's time taking forever to ask your question, okay?
Well, I'm on the right page with you, sir. Everything you say is accurate. Everything is designed. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
All right.
Her name is Jocelyn Elders.
Okay.
Jocelyn Eldridge.
So tell me about the event itself, what people can expect to attend.
Well, the event is going to be taking place. It starts at 2 o'clock tomorrow. You can go online, get tickets at journeyhomegroup.com. There's a link there that takes you to the event, right? Journeyhomegroup.com. Or you can come in person, and I would get there about 12:45 or so if you want to pay at the door. It's at Gray Cliff. The doors will open around 12:30, and there'll be meals. It's a full dinner and discussion and music. There's a DJ there playing good music, right? And this particular week is called Sick and Tired of Waiting on Love. We started off in Trinidad and Tobago. We moved to Jamaica. This week is Nassau. Next week is the United States. And then we'll close out in the United Kingdom. We'll be having Mr. Mark Daniels. He's on Bahamas at sunrise. He'll be there. He's one of the panelists. And also Miss Shanique Miller from Beyond the Headlines. She's another panelist. And she's going to kind of poke and prod. We have a book, a bestseller book called Love, Lies, and Liberation, The Science and Art of Sex for Black people, right? For Black is what it is. And and it's a conversation we're telling people when you come there, you expect, bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your significant other. If it's a guy you're interested in, bring him and see how he reacts. If it's a young lady you're interested in, bring her and see how she reacts. Because sometimes you need to see a person have their world challenged. Everybody, I say this all the time, and they laugh at me and say, everybody's okay with you until you say no. The moment you disagree, then you'll find out. So sometimes in the development of a relationship, you have to show a level of I don't agree. And the best way to show that is go to something like this where everything this person believes is going to be challenged. We're going to challenge men. I'm going to challenge you. How do we become better men? How do we become men? Are we men? Because what's the definition of a man? A man is supposed to be someone who's in control of his own situation and destiny. We're not even in the game anymore. And I'm not just talking about in relationships. We don't educate our own children. We don't speak our own languages. We have no desire to even do these things. So are we really men? And I'll challenge women the same way. You want a husband? What does husband mean? Husbandry. That means he can fix things. He can build. He can hunt. He can fish. He's also understands the importance of an education, about being articulate, using language. He's also can sew. He can, and if you want that type of man, then guess what type of woman he's going to want. And so we're challenging. So it's important. If we can do that, we change the trajectory that we're on. So I'm saying to people, we always complain, I can't find a good man. Is it that you can't find a good man, or is it that you're not worthy of the type of man you seek? I can't find a good woman. Is it that I can't find a good woman, or am I not worthy of it? Am I not changing? If I keep attracting the same type of woman, then that means I'm still the same type of man.
Right.
Because I can't attract something new with my old me. The old me is going to keep attracting the same old. The old
You're so right. Because we hear when people's love falls apart. Well, really, this could be a whole other show, but love is a decision. People get into these relationships and they're all starry-eyed, and then something goes wrong and they fall out of love, and then all of a sudden this person that they are no longer in love with is a dog. And so if he is a dog, what does that make you?
Right. And so we say, let's first figure out that love is a chemical hormone. Your body has oxytocin, it has epinephrines, it has endorphins, it has adrenaline. You have glands in your body that secrete hormones. One of those hormones that is secreted in the hippocampus area of the brain, which is the portion of the brain responsible for hallucinations. If that it is, right? It is the portion where hallucinations take place.
So in other words, you go temporarily back.
And that's what happens. People fall in love because they don't understand. And this is why we used to have this thing of the village. See, the village was trying to put you together as a couple,
right?
And they didn't have an emotional, hormonal response, so they could speak truth to the situation.
So that explains the difference between courtship and dating.
Yes. See, well, first of all, dating, I don't even like the word, because the only things I know that have dates are things that expire. Milk has a date, bread has a date, cheese has a date, butter has a date, soda has a date. So I don't want to date, because you're dating, you're telling yourself it's not going to work. And most of us are going in, make sure you got your own bank account, make sure we're going in.
Make sure that prenup
is tight. So we're going in knowing, we already expect failure. We're just in case, not just in case. You're going in. So we say that the idea of dating, courting required the entire court. Everyone in your circle and my circle, the important people in our lives, mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandparents, brother, sister, had to be involved in this process because they were going to do what was not just best for you and me, but for them too. Because if I'm with you and someone else is married to my best friend and you and me divorce, they get affected by it also. The divorce doesn't just affect you and me or our personal household. It affects the friendships that we form because I've made the mistake, and it's been made with me, where you see someone you haven't seen in a while. You say, "Oh, Michelle, how are you doing? How's Thomas?" "Oh, AJ, we're not together anymore." You're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe," because you feel, but you feel kind of weird, right? So we understood courting was bringing the entire village and letting them, and I'm not talking about the gossipy village. I'm talking about the actual village that says, we want to see you together, but we want to make sure that this thing that's being put together is going to work. And it also, the village said, let's look at the math of the societies we're in. I looked this up recently here in Bahamas. I could be wrong, but according to the statistics that they're providing from the recent census, we have 175,000 women, men, and 190,000 women. I'm not the best at math, but that means there's 15,000 more women than men. So based off of that numbers, you better start having another type of conversation. Because you're telling 15,000 women they can have a PhD. In fact, they can have 2. They can have a bank account with any type of figures you want in there. They can be the most beautiful, the best of makeup, best of clothing, best of car, speak multiple languages. The math says there's still a deficit of 15,000 men. What are we going to do?
And does that deficit include the gay men?
Oh, well, now you're in trouble. No, I didn't go there. Oh, now, okay, 25,000. Right? and so when you do that, if we don't have a real conversation, the players are going to play those numbers. They're going to manipulate the number because they know. They're never going to. Why would they settle down?
Yeah.
Why would you settle down if there's 15,000+ extra women?
They may even convince themselves they're doing a service, providing a service.
Right. And then are there also married women who will also give false narratives to the unmarried women? Girl, you shouldn't let no man treat you like this. I don't let him treat me like this, but then behind the doors, she's treating him the way he should be treated.
Right.
But she's telling you that because she don't want you to get in the game.
Right.
And the game is going, there's the potential he might start looking at you. So to make you unattractive to any male suitor, specifically my husband, I'm going to tell you, don't let no man this, don't let no man that, and it's a game again. The woman's liberation was hijacked by the sexual revolution. We started equating sexual revolution with liberation of women. I have 6 daughters. I'm all pro Africana womanism, the liberation of Black minds for the sake of the family and the production and the promulgation of the success of the family. But the whole idea of sexual revolution, women can do what men can do, I said that's very dangerous because you're internal womb and I'm an external. And if that internal being has the love hormone between mother and child triggered, she starts believing she's in love and she's not. She's just in lust. And her hormone is triggered and she believes that this is her baby. In fact, we'll keep calling him baby. Hey, baby, where are you at, baby? Baby, what time you picking me up, baby? Yes, because you're thinking this is your child and it's not. We need the village. So we say we need love, lives, liberation. We need a real text.
It sounds like this is going to be hot. Okay.
Yes, let me start. I know the listeners are like, get them.
Yeah.
Security outside.
Okay, one final opportunity to give us details: when, where, how much, how to access, etc.
If you go to www.journeyhomegroup, just like it sounds, .com, on that page you'll see a link. Click it. It literally says for Caribbean and US, click here. It goes to Eventbrite. You can get your ticket. Or you can come down to Grey Cliff Saturday, get there about 12:30, 12:45. Doors will open, and you can get your ticket on the site. It's $75. It includes a full meal at Grey Cliff, so it's and entertainment. There's a special guest that will be entertaining, and music is a DJ, and conversation. So it's fully worth the price.
Absolutely. I mean, the food alone at Grey Cliff.
At Grey Cliff. So,
and
the sad part, I don't get to eat till it's over. Right?
So it'll be worth the wait, I promise you.
That's how they pay me in food.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming in.
And thank you so much for your patience in me getting here.
No worries.
And I'm always watching your show, your program. I've done it before in another capacity. And I've watched what you're doing. And I've said this to you before, and I'll keep saying it. Don't let anyone tell you what you're doing is not making a change. It is changing the minds and hearts and souls of our people. We just have to understand, you and I and those like us, that we're gardeners. You plant a seed. The seed will grow. We just have to understand it will grow in due time. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't get deterred. Don't get discouraged. Don't let anyone tell you you're wasting your time, because you're not.
Thank you. Thank you, and all the best with the event tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, fascinating discussion. I'm sure tomorrow will be equally so, but we do have to take one more break. So let's do that, and then we're going to wrap this whole thing up. Stay with us. This is GPS on Global 99.5 FM.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all: schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy with mailboat to U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
All right, welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on this TGIF open line show. We only have 7 minutes left in the show. So this is an opportunity for you to call in and make your voices heard. The telephone numbers to call, 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, the WhatsApp line for text messages only, 801-0271, 801-0271. And of course, you can always put a message on our Facebook pages and let us know your thoughts on the topics that we are covering today. All right, so I guess real quick until we get our next caller in, we only have 6 minutes left in the show. I'm going to go ahead and play another clip, and this one is one of the rare occasions that the governing party and a member of the opposition actually agree on something. Now, whether or not you all think what they agree on makes sense, that's another thing. But let me go ahead and play the clip. Somebody is calling the WhatsApp line. People, don't call the WhatsApp line. Please, don't call the WhatsApp line. The number to call, again, 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272. 3260272. If you want to call into the show, those are the numbers to call. Okay, because I am not able to get you on air if you call into the WhatsApp line. Somebody's from Trinidad sending a message on WhatsApp saying, Dr. Sherwin Chase from Trinidad and Tobago, I'm glad you have Dr. Varma on your show today. Keep up good work in the Bahamas. Thank you so much. That message coming in all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Is that a call before I go to this clip, or should I go to the clip? What should I do, producer? Speak to me, please. Not a caller. Okay. All righty. Let's go to this final clip. This is, again, one of the rare opportunities, rare instances where government and opposition in agreement. Listen to this.
The crisis in Haiti on the minds of the majority of CARICOM heads who've gathered in the capital this week to see how best a solution can be found, as social and political unrest have led to deaths, a mass illegal exodus, and high crime and gang violence. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell says government continues to dialogue with the international community on this troubling issue.
The Americans in their meetings with us today simply said that we need to be engaged in our conversations with the Canadians and with amongst ourselves about trying to find a pathway to support Haiti. Now, you know that Jamaica and ourselves have already committed to manpower whenever the UN or some other multinational body decides that they're going to go and do something to assist. So we're trying to see if we can move that project forward. And if we get an agreement on that, on a timeline, on a pathway, I think that'll be great stuff.
And the Bahamas government has already pledged its support, along with other nations in the region, to send manpower to assist.
The Jamaica said 150. The last time we went, it was 150. We think it'll be a similar force. In our case, it's a rotation of 50 at a time. And they do mainly support work, but the Commodore of the Defense Force was put on notice about this from last year in the summertime, and so we're ready if the decision is made to do so. When that decision is taken, we're not going to announce it in advance for security reasons, but yeah.
This move being supported by former Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield, who is among the grouping to serve in Haiti while he served as a Defense Force officer.
And I think that's what we're working towards. The Bahamas definitely has skin in the game. We feel the brunt of troubles in Haiti. A Haiti that is ungovernable is not good for the Bahamas. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the government was on the right track. I know the focus of this CARICOM meeting will be, apart from the other issues that come up, will be Haiti. And we pray to God that we come out of this one with some solutions to how we move forward with Haiti.
Though in support of the move, Henfield believed that the country must proceed with caution and not lead the charge.
The Bahamas must go along with the United Nations and the international community, led by perhaps the Americans, the Canadians, and the like, which happened before. And CARICOM come together and put together a battalion, as we have done before.
With 1 minute left, all I could say is, all your prayer warriors out there, pray here that our leaders make the right decision as it relates to this. Because if you got your own people within the country trying to destabilize it, I don't know if us Navajo boys on the ground, it's the right thing to do for them to go over there to potentially face harm. I just don't know. But I know political leader, I know, me talking. But they got to do something to people over there who's sitting up on their money, paying for chaos, while we feeling the pain. Just my thoughts. My producer's playing music. Y'all, trying to tell me something. Time to get off the air. That's my time. Thank you so much for joining me on GPS today. I hope you guys have a good and safe weekend, y'all. Boys, put down them guns and pick up a love, all right? It ain't worth it. Whatever y'all beefing over, it ain't worth it. Until next week, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good weekend, everybody. Be safe.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed
Steve Harvey here from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Everybody knows that I love to chill out with great music.